Speaking of the 12 days of Christmas, we all know the song, on the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me, blah, blah, blah. This originally links all the way back into pagan times, and often still celebrated now, on the winter solstice festivities, especially in Scandinavian or Norse, Old Norse countries. That the Yule log will be lit on December the 21st, also known as Mother Night, so perhaps Frau Holler links with that. And the Yule log is left to burn, and it takes around, or did take around 12 days for the Yule log to burn out, and that would end on December the 31st, which in Celtic traditions was the night of the Oak King, you know, when the Oak King beat the Holly King. Do you remember the Mun replaying I told you about? And, you know, the return of the sun, the return of spring, also known by the Romans or the Greeks, the day of Hecate. So Grandmother's Day, you know. So in the more Christian or modern celebrations, these are 12 feast days, which start on Christmas Eve when the Yule log is lit. Last thing they do is light the Yule log. And the Yule log will be blessed with oils and decorated, and salt, excuse me, and in both traditions it would be burned down to ashes, and the ashes would be sacred and holy. So anyway, so the Yule log is lit on Christmas Eve, and it's burned bit by bit, or it was, you know, in sort of Tudor times. So the first night of first day of Christmas is Christmas Day, sometimes Christmas Eve or Boxing Day, but anyway, well, I'm not sure it matters too much, but anywho, so that ends on the 5th of January, which is the 12th night, of course, a Shakespeare play. If any of you want to be bored to tears. No, I don't mind a bit of Shakespeare. I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, so they're feast days, and traditionally it would be 12 days of no work, all starting on Christmas Day. So Christmas Day, of course, celebrates Christ's birth, a feast day. And then the second, or the Boxing Day, is the celebration of St. Stephen. And I don't know if any of you remember the old carol, Good King Wenceslas looked down on the feast of Stephen. It talks about him going out. So that was a day of charity, where alms would be given to the poor, food given to the poor, probably leftover food from the feast. Anywho, so the third day, on the 27th, is the celebration of St. John, who died through poisoned alcohol. So guess what they do on the third day of Christmas? They drink a whole lot of alcohol. Why not, eh? So that's the 27th of December. And then the fourth day of Christmas, or the 28th of December, as I've previously mentioned, was Childermas. This was where children, especially boys, were celebrated. One of the things they did, they turned boys into mini bishops, and gave them power. And boys at school would lock their schoolmasters away and prank them and play tricks on them. They'd get away with it because it's their feast day, you know. So that's Childermas. And that was celebrated from the 4th to the 6th day, so from the 28th to the 31st. I think it's quite nice to have a few days to celebrate children, you know, because kind of it is there for them, isn't it? I mean, I don't go quite as mad now my daughter's all grown up and not living at home, as I did when she was young. Anywho, so on the 7th day of Christmas, which would be the 31st of December, or New Year's Eve, to burn off a bit of those calories, it would be a sports day. So a lot of games, and in Victorian times, of course, they would go out skating on the frozen Thames, etc. And of course that evening there would be a great big feast, and of course we still do that now. The 8th day of Christmas, which is the day of gift giving, on the 1st of January, New Year's Day. So again, more gifts. That's rather nice, isn't it? Some traditions actually give a gift per day, which is where the 12 days of Christmas come from. On the first day of Christmas, get to me, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Anywho, so then that coincides with a more Celtic, Scottish and modern tradition of Hogmanay, which is celebrated from the 1st to the 3rd or 4th of January. So, you know, the gift giving, the celebrations of New Year would carry on from the 8th day to the 11th day, so from the 1st to the 4th of January. And on the 12th day, everything calms down a little bit because we're about to fast again, because that's the night of the Epiphany, which celebrates the arrival of the wise men, of course, visiting Jesus. And the 12th day or the 12th night would be the 5th of January. Or if you started on Boxing Day, it would be the 6th of January. But anywho, so the celebrations of the Epiphany would be plays and, you know, a lot of mummery, a lot of fun. One thing I found out is, you know, I don't know if any of you ever had this when you were little, coins being put in the Christmas pudding. And that came from the celebration of the Epiphany, where it be a bean or a coin, and whoever got the bit of cake with the coin in it was the host for the evening. So they were probably what we call the designated driver now, to keep sober and maintain control of the festivities, because the festivities included singing, dancing, storytelling, and games, all those things that pagans do now, and of course non-pagans, you know, we have crackers, we tell jokes, we watch telly, we sing, we dance, charades, you know, all of those wonderful things we do when we gather together for Christmas. So I think that's rather wonderful that these traditions, albeit old and commingled, and all bring it together into a celebration of joy and fun and togetherness, you know, and of course feasting and alcohol. Who doesn't mind that? So yeah, those are the 12 days of Christmas explained a little bit more. So thanks again for listening, and a happy Yule and Merry Christmas, and season's greetings for everyone else. Lots of love.